Hey guys, my name's Ashwin Gore. I've been an accent coach for 10 years and I offer a full, comprehensive course to help you master the American accent, which is linked down below. Today, I'll be giving you guys a few tips to help you perfect your American accent. So you're an actor, you're going out for a bunch of roles, American roles, you're going in there, your performance is on point, but then they go, if only he had a great American accent, or if only her American accent was on point and perfect. You don't want that to get in the way of booking a job. I've had way too many clients who have been perfect for a role, but lose out only because their American accent isn't good enough. Don't let that be you. So here is a drill to help you get a perfect American accent. So that way when you're on set, when you're doing your auditions, you're always going to be speaking from the correct spot and your accent's going to come out American without any slips. I call it the placement and the R drill. So when we think about placement, I want you guys to think about the American accent being placed in the back of your neck, which is going to be the American resonant position. So if the American resonant position is back of the neck, for example, the British resonant position is forward in the mouth. So the British accent is all the way forward, the American accent is all the way back. An accent like an Australian accent, a lot of European accents are all in the middle of your mouth. That's why it's so hard for anyone to do an Australian accent, because you can go back, you can go forward, but how do you place middle? So with placement, it's very important for us to be aware of where the American resonant position is, where the British resonant position is, and where that middle of your mouth is. Because when you're in your accent, or when you're speaking in your own accent, you want to be able to switch and go into the American accent straight away. So the only way to do that is to be aware of these positions. So what we're going to do is we're going to train ourselves to be able to speak from the back of the neck. I used to say back of the throat, but then a lot of my clients started talking over here and started doing a very Nick Nolte kind of thing. So we want to be speaking from the back of the neck. If we look at it in an intellectual way, back of the neck makes no sense because you can't speak from your neck, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to trust that your brain is going to automatically know what that means. It's weird, it's like magic, I know, but trust me, once you kind of start thinking about back of the neck, your voice is automatically going to come from there. The other thing I want you to think about when we're doing the American accent is your throat. I want you to think about your throat almost as being a vessel for sound, right? Same with your jaw. So we're not going to try to create sounds and words by using our lips and our jaw too much, because if we do that, it's going to sound like we're putting on an accent. So the throat is just going to be a vessel for the sound, and you're going to speak from the diaphragm. So the first drill, the American R drill, helps us establish the back of the neck, but it also helps us establish the American R. The letter R is the most American sounding letter there is. So it's going to be the anchor for our accent. So we need a nice, strong, crisp American R. So this is how the drill is going to go. You're going to put your hand to your chest and you're going to go E, neck back slightly, R. So let's break that down a little. The first section, I want you to put your hand to your chest so you feel the vibration in your chest. When we do the R sound, it's just going to be A-H-H. And we don't want to go or We don't want to sing the sound, we want a nice raw sound. So let's just try that first part. So repeat after me. You can pause the video and try that for yourself. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add an E sound. The E sound is to establish middle of your mouth. So all you're literally going to do for this is a big smile, because in this position you can't speak from anywhere else but the middle of your mouth, right? So you're going to go E. That's it. Don't sing it. Don't try and make it sound pretty. It's a very simple sound. So putting those together, it's going to go E. That's about it. Pause the tape. Try that for yourself. The next part is to add the American R. So if we think about the American R, if we think about spelling the letter, as weird as that sounds, it's going to be spelled A-H-H-R. That's how we're going to spell the letter. So that first sound we're making, R, is essentially the first part of that letter. So when you do the American R, you're going to put your neck back slightly and tuck your chin in. Not too much, you don't have to go all the way back, you don't have to move your body, just slightly. In this position, it's impossible to speak from the middle of your mouth or from forward. So if I try and speak in my own accent like this, I can't because it's literally constricted, right? The only place to speak from is the back of the neck. So by putting your neck back, you're just forcing yourself to speak from the back of the neck. This is really important for people who have Australian accents, South African accents, Indian accents, British accents. really force yourself to come from there for this drill. Now, of course, when you're doing your American accent, you're not going to put your neck back the whole time, but doing it in the drill kind of helps us come from the back of the neck and really lets our brain understand, all right, we're speaking from there now, I better start, doing my placement over there. So this is how the whole drill is going to go. E, neck back slightly, R. And you see that R sound has to be nice and crisp and clear. And again, if we're going to spell the letter R, it's just A-H-H and then a little R. So that first sound, is the first part of the R. Then what happens is your tongue is literally going to roll up, just like this, to create the rest of the sound. R. And that's all it is. You want to do this drill about 5-6 times until you have a nice, crisp R sound. And remember, you want to feel the vibration in your chest because that means you're speaking from the diaphragm. Some days it might take you 10 times doing this drill to get a nice, crisp sound. Some other days it might take you 3, depends on the time of the day, how tired you are, things like that. But 5-6 times is a good average. After doing that, you're going to say the following sentence. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Again, around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. We say this sentence because, one, it's a tongue twister. It's got a lot of R's. Having a string of R words is the hardest thing in the American accent because naturally it's really hard to say R words in one sentence. So a lot of times, a lot of people will trip up over that. Saying this sentence after doing that initial R drill is just going to ensure that when you get sentences that have a lot of R's, you're not going to trip up. So here we go. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Then what I want you to do is I want you to stretch the R sound in all those words. So it's going to go like this. Around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Having that R sound really helps you, again, come from the back of the neck because you can't make a nice strong R sound from the middle of your mouth or even from the English resonant position, which is forward in your mouth. Yeah, impossible. So, around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully those tips put you on the path to achieving a perfect American accent. For more tips and advice, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and for the full course on mastering the American accent, click the link below and check the description for a coupon code.